live where I'm supposed to be live. uh, we only have a couple people here so far, but I'm live where I'm supposed to be live. Yay! I've got this one on my computer because I'm going to try to call our contacts up in Mountain City and kind of get an update. I'm not sure I'll be able to get a hold of them. I did send a message, but I was supposed to do this yesterday. And before we get started into all y'all have done, I do have a few things that I want to do before we get into our Hurricane Helene project. And that's what we're going to call it. We're not going to call it like, we're not going to use any more bad words associated with it or negative words. Anyway, y'all have been praying for Charlotte. I asked for prayers for Charlotte at the end of the last live video I did, and there were several comments, and I'm sorry I haven't had time to answer all the comments, and I have a stack of emails I got to get to, but I'll get to all that in a minute. Charlotte is my granddaughter. She is my oldest granddaughter, and she has a very serious health situation going on, and I don't want to say any more about it than that. Someday I'm sure she will tell you all about it, because she is just the type of person that is going to use what could be a tragedy to somehow glorify God. I know she is, because I know her. So please keep Charlotte in your prayers. That is my granddaughter. And like I said, I don't want to say anything more about it. It is a health situation. She is at home now. I left Mountain City and went straight and spent a couple of nights in the parking lot at Children's Hospital. So it's been a pretty hectic few days. And now I have a PSA. If you are in Central Florida, for heaven's sakes, get out of there. My dad is on his way north right now. And here's another PSA. He can't see you, but he is driving a giant blue van, so you can see him. Watch out for a giant blue van headed north out of Florida. Daddy, I love you. Be safe, and I will see you soon. Now, that being said, between Charlotte and my dad, and Alex is about to have a baby here any day now. It is going to be, we know, by the 21st of October. So y'all please continue to pray for that. And I know I'm just asking y'all for all sorts of prayers. And I have one more while folks are getting on here, and before we get into the stuff about Helene. And I got a letter from a lady. I've got my glasses, and I lost one of the nose pieces, so I can't wear them all the time now. So you don't y'all be fussing at me about my glasses. Miss Doris, she is dealing with a lot of grief. So please keep Miss Doris in your prayers, that God would give her peace, and he would comfort her, and he would make her feel loved. And I know way too many of us are in that situation, but she feels very alone right now, and she is hurting pretty bad. So y'all remember Miss Doris when you pray. And of course, all the people that are affected by Helene, and I don't even know the name of this new hurricane. Life has been going, but the people that are in Central Florida, all through the middle of Florida there, keep them in your prayers. And like I said, for heaven's sakes, get out of there if you're there. I'm going to try to call here in a minute when we get into this, but I want to go over some of the stuff that y'all have done and sent, and I want to show you some of what you are doing. If you saw my posts, I met a grandmother, and she's raising her little granddaughter while I was up there. They are staying in a shelter, and in a post, I called the little girl my banana baby. Oh, have to call that one back. That's not the call I was waiting for. In a post, I called the little girl my banana baby, because they had left their house in the middle of the night in the storm with only the clothes on their back, and she didn't even have a pair of shoes. And I bent down beside her to try to measure her foot with my hand, and I was putting my hand beside her foot trying to measure her foot, and she smacked me in the head with her banana. So that stranger danger thing, get away from me. But she is just the most adorable little girl. And that is the first family that I would like for us to kind of help and take under our, that's the first family that I would like for us to help, is the grandmother who is taking care of her granddaughter. They're kind of alone. And of course, they are on Social Security. And here's the problem: the grandmother had homeowners insurance, like so many people up here, because it was moving water. That's considered a flood. Now, folks in the mountains, we don't have flood insurance because it don't flood here. The water runs off the mountain. Now, if you live right on the bank of a creek, you might. But generally speaking, if you're building in the floodplain, you have to build above the floodplain. They won't let you build in the floodplain here. That land can be used for livestock and crops and things like that, but not for housing. And up on the mountains, we don't expect to have rivers blown out of the banks. And it just is not like that. So anyway, I'm seeing some comments pop up here that I'm sorry. I'm going to focus. Alex is with me. She's answering comments, and I'm kind of scanning through these, but I'm going to focus. Anyway, people up here, we don't have hurricane insurance, certainly, because hurricanes don't come into North Carolina and Tennessee and Virginia and South Carolina. Well, not the mountain part, the coast maybe, but not the mountain part. And we don't have flood insurance. We have homeowners insurance, which does not pay if it's moving water that causes the damage. So even the folks who had homeowners insurance, they don't have any coverage for this event. Let's get into what y'all have done. And then we'll try to call and get an update, and I will tell you some more of the stories. Alex is working on a video. We could not do live streams from the places where we were because there's no power, and cell towers don't work without power. I don't know how I got the call about Charlotte so that I knew I had to get back home, but somehow, thank God, a call got through, and we were literally in the middle of nowhere in the most devastated areas. So God is good, and he does provide a way. And y'all are part of the way he's providing. When I did that live stream at that church, and I said, I've been telling these people at this church what a loving, caring, wonderful group of people the Hillbilly Kitchen is. And I said, now don't y'all disappoint me because I've been talking y'all up. You did not. One of my neighbors needs a muffler. I got the front door open because it's nice here. Y'all did not disappoint me in any way. I am so proud of the community that we have here. And I have been praying for God to give me a way to use this community, this channel, what he's built here. I've been praying for God to give me a way to use that to help people. And he has. And like I said, y'all have just stepped up, and I mean, you have gone above and beyond. Now, Brother Gary, this box over here, I'm going to kind of bend stuff around there so you can see that. This box had so much tape on it. I'm going to report you to somebody because there's got to be something wrong with that. I didn't think I was ever going to get into that box. But Brother Gary sent us all kinds of tracts, and he sent some paperback New Testaments. I took a whole bunch of, I had a big box of gift Bibles, and I had some of the Gospel of John in a little book. And Melinda sent up a bunch of the Gospel of John, and I had a bunch of tracts that Vanessa had sent me and some that I had ordered and a whole bunch of stuff like that. And I'm going to order some more really nice Bibles because there were a lot of people who did lose their Bibles. They were in their cars and they were in their houses, and there are so many houses that are gone. And like I said, we can't fix it all, but we're going to fix it for at least one family. And we may even be able to help more than one family because y'all are such a great family. I mean, you have warmed my heart. And I know somebody's going to tell me how tired I look on here, and I know I do. And it has been a week like you would not even believe. And I don't expect this month is going to get any better, but I'll sleep a little bit next month before Thanksgiving, I promise. So you don't need to tell me I look like I need to rest. I know. Anyway, the stuff that was sent, and I want to show all this stuff so y'all know that what you're sending is getting here. First of all, the ladies at the church have already told me that they got a truckload of stuff from Amazon that y'all sent. They got all kinds of the full pans and the serving trays. They had ran out of the serving trays, and they didn't even say they needed those, but somebody sent a whole bunch of the serving trays. So they had those, the little go boxes like they use in restaurants and stuff. So one of y'all knew, and you sent those, and they had plenty of those, and they got the foil they asked for. They said they literally had come from Amazon to the church to bring supplies so that they could continue to cook and feed people. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I talked to Carol Sunday night. Carol and Jeff are our contacts up there, and he's really working on the recovery effort. He's helping to assess the homes that have been damaged to see which ones can be saved. And we're going to get into that long-term recovery process. And I have a video that I'm going to share. It's a whole video. It is by a retired preacher who, his name is Stephen Burkhart, but he has a ministry that goes out and helps repair these homes after stuff like this happens. And he breaks down and explains the recovery process. And he said we can use his video, but his video is about 10 minutes long, maybe a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share that on the community page. And while Alex is working on the videos that we shot up there, and I just got them back to her because I went straight from up there to Children's Hospital. So there's a good little bit of a delay, and I'm sorry, but some stuff can't be helped. And anyway, I'm going to post a few of the pictures on the community page. Just post them without anything. Maybe I'll hashtag a Mountain City, but we are going toward Mountain City and trade. They have a big Trade Days festival up there every year, and some of y'all might have been to that. But another big thing is there's so many jobs lost because they can't handle tourists right now, and this is their big tourist season. But that's another story, and when it comes time, maybe we can all go visit that area and look at the mountains and just take some business that way. Anyway, besides what Gary and oh my gosh, I went brain dead. Oh heaven,
Carol.
No, Gary and different ones. Oh. Gary and Susan. I thought it was Susan. Besides what Gary and Susan sent, I'm sorry, Susan. A lot on my mind, and names are not my thing. We're going to try to call Jeffrey and Carol in a minute, or Jeff. Okay, stuff y'all sent. There's a box up here of like magic scratch notebooks. It's craft things. Oh, okay, that's what these are for. These are actually to draw in the books. I didn't know what they were. And I haven't even opened all the boxes, but there's a whole box of these. So if you sent these, we got these. And I'm going to try and move some of it. There's so much stuff. And this stuff I won't be able to take back up until like Friday or Saturday because I got to wait for my dad to get here and get him settled in. These storms can quit anytime now. Got some, I don't want to unwrap them all. So if you sent them, they are here. And there's not names on any of this stuff because it's from Amazon. And me and Alex went to the post office today, and I had one little pink slip in the mailbox, it said you've got a package to pick up. And I took it over, and he said, "You say 283?" I said, "No, 243. He goes, "Oh, it's you." And they had to take 2 trips out with the hand truck, and there was a guy carrying a big armload. So we had half the post office full. I don't know what's in this box here. I cut it open. Get cozy. I don't know what it is. I'll open them all later. But if you sent these, and there's a couple of those in this box, and some flashlights. And there's something else. Oh, and a camp stove. I'm guessing the camp stove and the propane bottles probably were sent together. Amazon uses way more boxes than they need to. Let's see. And get into this one here. It hadn't been cut. I'm glad I opened Gary's box before I started this because it took me like 15 minutes to open it. I'm telling you, I'm reporting you over all that tape. This looks like diapers. Okay. This is diapers in this big box over here. We have 6 big boxes of diapers. They're all around the room. I'm going to show you my mess here. Well, maybe I am. Okay, that's diapers. I don't know what I'm looking at. And there's diapers over here. And there's also my steak knife, 4 big bags of kibbles and bits dog food, big bags of it. And the other big box over in the corner back there, that is full of baby wipes. So if you sent that, it got here. And we had boxes busted open, and I didn't think it was all going to fit in my truck. If I'd have known it, they had boxes inside of boxes, I'd have opened it up and it would have fit better. But anyway, that's what I picked up at the post office this morning. I think I have told y'all about all the stuff that was sent on our last live stream. Now, if you want to send money to help with this project, I'd set up a PayPal just for this. And also, you can send it directly to the church that's up there feeding people. And I have information on a couple more churches that we're going to have in the video, but I don't have it on me right now. And they are actually serving people up there. They're feeding people. I went to one church and they were feeding people several meals a day. And they had their whole church divided up into sections. And he said, we have all the supplies we need for this initial phase. And he said, we can't take any more because when this is over, we don't have anywhere to store them. But he had taken a trailer, like a little cargo trailer, and plumbed it out and had some guys come and wire it. And they put 2 washers and 2 dryers in it. And he said, now because most of the community doesn't have power and water, so people are able to bring their clothes in if their road's not washed out and wash clothes. He said, now you can wear your pants a few days. You can wear your shirt a couple days, but folks got to have clean drawers. So that church, and the preacher was telling me this, but that church had set up washers and dryers, and that's all in the video, that kind of stuff. And he talked about what they need, but they are getting ready to go into this long-term recovery, helping people rebuild their houses, helping people whose houses have been completely destroyed. And like the ladies and the gentleman at the church said, winter is coming. We have to get a roof over these people's heads because winter up here is not pleasant if you're outside. So, Alex, what else do I need to cover before I get to the PayPal account? Real quick, if you didn't see what we already took, and I say we because y'all gave a lot of money toward this and you prayed about it. And they said that a whole truckload of stuff came from Missouri. If you're watching and you took that truckload of stuff from Missouri up there, thank you. You watched the live stream and you took a truckload of stuff up to the church in Mountain City. And the church in Mountain City is still taken because they're still feeding so many people, unless that has changed since I left. And they also went up there and helped work. The folks from Missouri did. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And Carol said that they had calls that there was another truckload coming in from somewhere. I don't remember where because I talked to her really late at night after I had been sitting with Charlotte all day. And like I said, stuff's just been, I sleep a little bit before Thanksgiving. Just, get a little rest then. But, there's a lot going on. And I want to share Luke 12:48 with you before I go any farther. And I say there's a lot going on because I know folks are going to say, but I have been praying for God to use this channel to help people, to give me, and I know a lot of people, yes, Milton's the one that's headed at Florida. And we mentioned that when I very first started this. Thank you. But get out of Florida. If you're in the middle part of Florida, get out of there. It's going to be, they said, worse than Helene. Anyway.
Posted it's going to be a category 5.
Yes, it's going to be really, really bad. But it have like 200 toothbrushes and items like that. Cindy, hang on. Put my
We
glasses
will
on.
have all of that in the description on here. If that's all right with everyone, we're going to have the address.
Yes, the address is in the description. There's an address for the church if you want to send it directly to the church, or you can send it to my post office box. The fellers at the post office know, and they're all right with it now. They give me a dirty look when I went in there because I had such a big pile of boxes. But since they know what it's for, they're from this area too, and they are Christians. And I mean, I have a Christian post office. So, yep, Alex just posted the church there. And that's the church, the church that we live stream from. And like I said, we went to some other churches in the area, and there was a New Beginnings Baptist Church, and it's actually in Trade, and Trade is more cut off than even Mountain City is. But we'll have all that stuff in the video, and Alex is working on it. You can send it to our post office box. I'm going up Friday. Anything you send now, pretty much no matter where it's from, it should get here before Friday. But Luke 12:48 has been really heavy on my heart. And every time I start to think, just how much more do you think you're going to be able to do? To whom much is given, much is expected. And I really have been blessed. And I think that when you really have been blessed, it is really your obligation to God to bless other people. So there are so many people right now who have such a great need that I'm going to do all I can. And y'all are certainly doing all you can. Now, the first stuff we took up there, we had 3 camp stoves, a box of flashlights. I don't even know how many was in there. We had over 20 propane cans because I stopped on the way up looking for more camp stoves and couldn't get more camp stoves, but I did get more. Okay, I can call and get us an update. So I'll call and get us an update here in just a second. That's what that ding was. We had more than 20 propane tanks. We had a couple of those big wide shovels because they're really good for shoveling mud. We took a couple crowbars. I had a couple blankets that I had actually bought to take to Alaska, and they were brand new, real cute little bed sets. And my dad wanted to take sleeping bags, which he complained about the whole trip. But when you're traveling with somebody who's 84 and they say they want something, just you might as well go with it. So anyway, somebody got 2 really nice blankets or little comforter sets, and maybe a couple kids got those. I don't know. Got some more stuff. Sent aluminum pans. Thank you, Kat, for sending the pans. What else should we take? Oh, we took a whole bunch of diapers. Melinda, like I said, she sent some stuff, and you can see all the stuff that we sent in one of the live streams. I don't remember what it was, the one when I was getting ready to go up. And I think I showed everything except for the crowbars, and I forgot I had them stuck in another place so they didn't fall around in the van. But anyway, that's what we did with that first money that was sent. What we're going to do with what y'all have been sending to PayPal is we're going to get roofs over people's heads. I am shopping for travel trailers right now, used travel trailers. And if you have a decent used travel trailer, it doesn't have to be great, but it does have to be livable, that you're not using, you can take it to this area and find somebody who needs it. And if you need a contact person, I can give you a contact person where you can take it. Did we get Huggies diapers? I don't think they were, but anyway, if you have a travel trailer, especially one that's, a decent sized one that is livable, that you don't want anymore and you want to give it away, or you want to maybe give it, you don't necessarily just want to give away, but you can afford to give it away to help somebody, I'll put you in contact with somebody, email me or something. And I have, like I said, a long list of emails I have to answer. I have several emails just asking how they can help. And there are folks that were going to help individuals like we did when we did the food boxes during COVID. We had several people that just picked an individual and they help that individual directly. We're going to do some of that too. We're going to get some names and addresses that we can share, and you can pick a name and an address and a person and help them. But what we have in PayPal, and I checked it tonight, is $4,779.83. And we have had donations everywhere from like $1.79 all the way up to $1,000. And what we're going to do with this money now, yeah, I know, wow. That's what I said too, wow. Every little bit helps. And we're going to get, I got a message, and I'm not sure I understood it right, but we're going to call Jeff and Carol here in a minute and make sure. But the grandmother and my little banana baby, they're home. They can't move back into it. Maybe not ever, and certainly not for a long time. So that's who I'm shopping for a trailer for now. And he's found a campground where they can park it, and they're not going to charge them. So they can park it in a campground and hook it up and have water and power and stuff to get them through this winter. So we're going to be able to put a family in a home thanks to you. And I wanted to kind of go over first names, and I'm not going to give any donation amounts because it doesn't matter how much it was. I mean, everybody gave what God laid on their heart, and everybody gave what they could. And if you are thinking about donating, it's a gift because I'm not a 501c3. You can't deduct it from your taxes, but I am accountable to God, and I promise you every cent you send will go to help someone in that area that's affected. And we're going to take it all up to Mountain City and trade. Said names. Real quick, just so you know, your money is getting in here. Elaine, Valerie, Gary, Jennifer, Gregory, Kim, Linda, Rebecca, Carol, Janet, Julie, Angela, Susan, Jen, Raylyn, Rita, Malene, I'm not sure, Teresa, Annette, Charles, Melinda, Frank, William, Stephen, Andrew, Robin, my hiring manager, Jenny, Carrie, Keith, Josie, Robin, Pamela, Mary, Carol Lee, Kathy, Tammy, Mary, Jane, Michael, and North. Thank you. Joanne, Sylvia, Amanda, Cynthia, Kathy, Brad, Kristen, Anthony, another Teresa, Jay, Guy, Karen, Gary. That's my tape filler. Yeah. James, Melissa, David, Rhonda, Janet, Kevin, Kimiski, Linda, and Aline. Thank you. And like I said, that's real quick. And I also have some envelopes that have come in the mail, and I'll add that to it. And I know some of these have checks in them, and I haven't opened them. Well, this is cash, $50 from Ellen. Thank you. And I don't want to show any addresses, and I'm just doing first names. Whoa. Cash, $300. A Texas grandma. Didn't even give her name. Thank you. We got your gift. So we will probably be able to help a couple of families the way this is. I mean, y'all are just, and this is just for me. Thank you so much. Just, a little note and a very pretty card. Diane, I appreciate that. Thank you. That was a very sweet card. I just cut the end off these so I could get into them and y'all didn't have to watch me struggle for 30 minutes. Oh, wow. A money order for $500. And this has no name on it. Okay, if you sent a Western Union money order for $500, thank you very much. God bless you. We got it, and we'll get it there. God is so good. It doesn't even have a return address. It did get here, though. Thank you. Wow. This is a check. And again, it's to go to help Kristen and Tim. Thank you for your check. And that's another $40 if y'all are adding up there. I don't know what we're at to. Somebody can give me another check from Janet for $100. Y'all add this up here. I mean, you might put the whole community up there back in houses. Oh, that was the letter that I was talking to y'all about at the beginning. Y'all remember to pray for Miss Doris. Oh my goodness. Okay. We have more cash here. And this is from Kathy. And it is another $100. Thank you, Kathy. And I'm also doing this live because I want to be as accountable to you as possible. And I'm going to show you all the good that your money does. I got to get these glasses off because they fell down. Now I can't see nothing. I see I'm missing a little thing there. They're not staying where they go. Alex, is there anything else that I missed? Because I'm going to call Jeff and Carol real quick before we get off of here and get an update from them.
Not that I can think of. A few people are asking on how to send money and food. I've got everything tagged up at the top from the church address, their webpage, and then, of course, how you can send here to the Hillbilly Kitchen, and we can get it to everyone.
Yep. And like I said, it will be at least Friday or Saturday before I get back up there. I wish it could be sooner, but I've got my dad coming up here and I've got to breathe just a little bit. But to whom much is given, much is expected. And we're going to do just as much as we can because God has blessed me so richly and he has blessed me with all of you in my life. And you are all coming in and doing this. I mean, I can't do this by myself for sure. There is an Amazon wish list from the church. I don't know if it includes Amazon gift cards on the wish list or not, but Amazon gift cards or some other kind of. There are people who are saying that gift cards are not safe, stolen as soon as you put the money on them. I don't know, but I do know if you send a gift card and it gets lost, you can't get it replaced. Because we mailed my mother-in-law a gift card for Christmas a few years ago and it got lost, and Walmart basically told us to fluck. We should have just cash and but anyway, gift cards can be a little is there a list? Somebody's asking. There's a list. The church uploaded a list and I'm not sure, we'll share it somewhere. And I do have a list of hurricane. There's a link for the Amazon store somewhere, and there's a hurricane thing in there, and it's got flashlights and camp stoves and stuff like that, stuff that people need when they don't have power. And there are still a ton of people without power. Your prayers, I mean, there's a lot of people who are saying, I'm praying, but I can't send money. Your prayers are as important as the money. because your prayers are what's getting all this other stuff done. Because you prayed, somebody out there knew that church needed those go bowl, whatever, the go trays. And that wasn't even mentioned in the video, but because people were praying for what needed to be there to get there, those trays got there. So, and people are praying for everybody to stay safe, and they're praying for, recovery, and they're praying for homes and needs to be met. That's and hope. The people in the video were saying it's just hope that we need. But y'all, your prayers and your gifts, that is bringing hope, because people care. And when people are going through something like this and they know other people care, it really does make a difference. So I do want to call Carol and Jeffrey here real quick and get an update and find out about our little banana baby and her grandma. She's our banana baby, not mine. I'm just the only one that got hit.
I just want to apologize. It is buffered on me, and I cannot answer anything right now.
Okay. Yeah. I see somebody asking about military blankets and stomachs. Hey, Jeff, this is Becky, and we are live. We got quite a big crowd here. Was there some update on our grandmother and the little girl?
Yes, ma'am. They're still in the shelter right now.
Okay.
They went and visited their house the other day to see if they could salvage anything. And Carol has reached out. She's trying to get some gifts for the little girl. She's autistic, and she likes tactile things that's real colorful, and things that she can feel, squishy, hard things, those kind of things.
I found that out. I didn't know. Okay, that explains the banana. I've been calling her my banana baby because she clobbered me with a banana when I was trying to measure her foot. And I have a granddaughter who is also autistic, and she has a lot of stuff like that. So, and my daughter was actually looking for somebody that needed some of the specialty stuff that's very expensive. So I will let her know that we have a place to send that. Okay. Yes. And
that would help out.
Carol had messaged about a campground that would possibly let them sit a travel trailer there through the winter.
Yes, ma'am. I'm going up to talk with Corn Creek Campground.
Uh-huh.
And see what they can do to help us out with that.
Well, I think our family here has raised enough money that we can get them in a travel trailer very quickly, as soon as I can find one quickly, as a matter of fact. So yes, they will be able to
appreciate that. It means a lot.
They'll be able to get out of that shelter soon. Do you have a number? Because I know you've been working on it. How many people have lost their house?
I don't have an exact number. We were out Saturday doing damage assessments with the county.
Yeah.
So there's quite a few that lost a lot, and some lost everything. But we were doing the damage assessments, and I only got 14 done because every time I stopped at a house, everybody wanted to tell me their story.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, some of them are pretty heartbreaking.
Well, they all are, and I mean, you cannot look at that and not just it rips your heart out to just look at it, and to see the people in the shelters and the people lining up just to get water. I mean, it's something that we all take so for granted. You go turn on the faucet and you get water. And I heard some man talking about that. He said that the power's been a challenge, but when you're thirsty and you can't turn on your sink and get water, that's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't realize how much it means until it's gone.
There are people making comments on here, and a lot of people are saying can openers, and that's true. That was one of the things that the trade fire department said they needed. They needed can openers. They had a lot of canned goods, and people didn't have can openers. So if you want to send some can openers, something specific to the trade fire department, you can do that. And the fire departments are helping to distribute goods to people who need them. What is needed now other than housing?
Well, I think now pillows, blankets, those kind of things are going to be important. Dehumidifiers, because they're trying to get the water out, or fans or something to help dry the water out of their houses. Those kind of things are going to be important, I think.
Okay, fans, dehumidifiers, blankets, pillows, because bedding that lays soggy and molds, you can't use it, and everything has mold on it now.
Yes.
Is there anything else that people really need to pray about, or really need to, if we they have loaded down. I went to the post office today, and you wouldn't believe the look I got because I had a whole truckload of stuff sitting at the post office. But is there anything other than that people really need that maybe folks can send, and any specific prayers that we need to work on?
Well, for the community, just we're fortunate because the community all came together, and all of your community out there, we certainly thank and appreciate y'all. We've been receiving the stuff, and we've got lots of stuff in now. We're trying to make sure the right people get it. Pray for resilience for this community, for the people helping, the helpers. A lot of times, we're focused on the victims and forget the helpers, and sometimes the helpers need prayer too, and strength to carry on.
Definitely strength for all those people who are helping, because when you see those people day after day after day after day walking through there with their lives gone and their hearts broken, it breaks your heart. And many of those people are working 12 and 18-hour days. Definitely undergarments, socks, it's all new stuff. That one of the things, I'm not sure if Stephen Burkhart put that in his video that we're going to share or not, but they had what they called the disaster after all the tornadoes up in Kentucky last year, where people literally gave their garbage, like for people that had yard sales and stuff, they packed up their used stuff that they could not sell at yard sales and donated it. And a lot of it was even mixed in with trash. So please, new socks and things like that, don't send. These people have lost everything. When we give to them, let's give them our best, not what we have left over.
There's another boy at the shelter taking care of his grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talked to him today, he said he didn't need anything. But when I talked to the Red Cross folks, he was complaining that his shoes were too small and that they were hurting his feet. But he said he didn't need anything. But he, if I remember right, I believe he wears a size 11 and a half, and he likes the basketball shoes. Not white, he said to the Red Cross person, but said that he likes the basketball type shoes.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Alex. 11 and a half basketball, not white.
He didn't tell me that. He told me he didn't need anything, but he's there taking care of his grandmother day and night, and he's a very alert and oriented young man. The Red Cross people said that they really enjoy him being there.
What is his housing situation? I mean, what does it look like for him this winter?
I don't know yet. I know the Red Cross, the SAR team was coming up. They were talking to people today about finances and housing and that kind of thing. So I'm not sure what his is.
It will probably be Friday before I get back up there, because I've got my dad running up here from the hurricane that's headed at Florida now.
Yes, ma'am.
but I'm going to bring all this stuff up there Friday, and I'll grab some basketball shoes and bring those with me. Folks have been really generous. That they have given, I'm sure we're well in excess of $5,000 now. So, and that doesn't count what we already brought up. So they're really, I told the folks at the church, this is just a really caring, loving, giving Christian community, and they really take care of people who are hurting and who are in need.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
and we truly appreciate it. And Carol said to tell you thank you very much for all you folks have done. And we look forward to seeing you again.
I say on here on a regular basis that there is no greater blessing than to be someone else's blessing. And I thank God for allowing me to be a part of this. And I know that's how the people who are sending money on here and who are giving to this feel too. The shoes, would they be men's sizes? You said he was a teenager, right?
Yeah, he's 17. Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Yeah, men's shoes. I will get those and take them up because I'm going back up there, and I can get with Jeff, and we'll make sure he actually gets them. So I'll make sure those shoes get up there out of some of the funds that y'all have sent already. Lots of people are asking, but we'll take care of those shoes. And when I take all the diapers and the pet food and the wipes and the all this other stuff up that y'all have sent, I will make sure I take a pair of shoes too. Well, thank you for the update, and we're gonna search for a travel trailer. If you happen to find one near there, let me know.
Yes,
Somebody
ma'am.
said faith without works is dead, and that's true. Thank you, Jeff, and I'll be seeing you soon. And thank
Really
you again.
quick,
Okay.
there's a lot of people asking about air mattresses.
Oh, lots of folks are
And
asking.
I'm still unable to message. I'm so sorry, everyone.
We have lots of comments about air mattresses. Would air mattresses help people?
That would be wonderful.
Air mattresses would help. And several people have asked about sleeping bags, bedding. But
Yeah, any kind of linens or bedding, pillows, blankets, those kind of things, all that stuff would be wonderful, because a lot of people have lost everything out of their house, so they're not going to have anywhere except at the shelter to lay down. So
some people are asking about tents, and a tent's better than being outside, but we live in the mountains and it gets cold here in the wintertime. So they really need something a little more substantial than a tent. Even travel trailers get cold here in the wintertime, but people do set them up as permanent housing, and they can underpin around them and things like that. And it makes them much more comfortable. So I don't know. What do you think about tents?
well, it does get a little chilly up here in
Yeah.
the winter, and winter is going to be here before we know it. And some of this recovery part of it, like trade, still doesn't have electricity, and some of this recovery is going to take, months, if not years, to get recuperated from. So anything that would make a person feel more comfortable or homey, that's pretty rugged, that would probably be beneficial.
People are asking about shipping stuff. I'll let you go, Jeff. Thank you so much, and
Yes.
I will see you on Friday. I really appreciate everything you've done, taking us around and showing us all of the damage. And I said we're going to quit using the negative words on here, and we're going to talk about the recovery and the hope and move forward from here. But there is really a lot of damage. And yes, cots could definitely be useful, like the camp cots and stuff, because if people are having to throw their mattresses out, they may not be able to afford a bed, but a cot would be better than sleeping on the floor for sure.
Yes, ma'am.
But
and one other thing, Samaritan's Purse and all these big groups, they're helping. And I heard something said the other day that I thought was very interesting, that this lady, the Samaritans first showed up, got out of the van, and this reminded me of you all. They got out of the van, and the lady started crying, and she said that I'm not crying because I lost everything. She said I'm crying because hope showed up.
And y'all are their hope. So thank you for being that for other people. And Jeff is one of those people that needs your prayers, because he has been up there working day and night, and he was out driving through the storm while it was still flooding and trying to find ways through for rescue workers. That, I mean, he's a man of God, and he is an amazing man. And he went into the storm while it was raging, helping people. So y'all keep him in your prayers. Thank you, Jeff. Is there anything else? Because I don't want to cut you off.
No, ma'am. I appreciate the time.
Oh, thank you very much. And I'll be back up to see you real soon.
I look forward to it.
All right. Bye-bye. God bless you. Okay. Real quick, I'm seeing lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff on here. Tiny homes under 23,000. Well, that's a little bit over our budget. I'd love for us to be able to do that. And somebody says they're praying for Jeff. Please do. I mean, and I could hear him getting a little bit choked up when he was talking about all the people who were helping. He is actually in charge of making sure everybody else takes care of their mental health through this. And he needs a shoulder to lean on, and he needs prayers, and he needs to know that people care about him too. So, real quick to recap, any kind of bedding, very gently used, very, very gently used, are new. Bedding, pillows, sleeping bags, cots, air mattresses, because even if people get back in their home, all of that stuff is going to have to be thrown away. And I would think maybe even some rugs, because any carpet and flooring is going to have to be tore up, and people are going to be walking around on bare plywood for a long time, because there's no insurance covering this. I mean, a few people might have had insurance, and then there are some people who don't have anything. And I have seen the tiny home kits for $4,000 or $5,000, but those are something you got to build, and they don't have that much time. We're going to have below freezing temperatures here within the next 2 weeks. We will have freezing temperatures. Can trailers be modified with cots for shelters?
There's a lot of people asking for me to add the Amazon wish list to the pin. I am unable to. Won't let me add any extra wording, and I am still froze. But we will make sure that it's in the description for the Amazon wish list. We'll make sure that the address to the church is. If you want to send anything to us and have Mom send it up there, we'll make sure that that address is on there. Let's see, and there was something else that I can't remember. I'm sorry, I have pregnancy brain.
Okay. Coffee is so important for morale. If I didn't have my coffee, we'd be in trouble. I ate in a restaurant up there, and in a few weeks, they say they are going to be able to have tourists come through again. But it was an acronym for coffee. They had it on the wall of the restaurant, and it was Christ offers forgiveness for everyone every day. And I thought that was so cute. I got to get me one of them signs, because I run on coffee here. Coffee and prayers. That's but I thought it was a really cute sign. I took a picture of it, and I was going to try to find me one. What about federal funds from FEMA? If you're going to get a check for about $800 in 6 months, if you might get some more help, but probably not. So that's not going to help much. When you've lost everything you've got, a check for less than $800 is not going to cut it. It might put a few groceries in the cabinet and in the fridge once you manage to get your fridge and your cabinets replaced. So unfortunately, with no insurance and very little aid coming, and there are a lot of really rich people who have donated millions of dollars. I don't know where that's going, but they're not taking it and helping individuals one at a time with it. And how you get that money, I don't know. And not many people seem to know. All I can tell you is that what goes here will go directly there, and it will go directly to help someone. And once we help the grandmother with the little girl who I didn't know she was autistic. I knew she was nonverbal, and she did remind me a little bit of my little granddaughter, just the way she acted, but I didn't get to spend much time with her. So we're going to get some toys specifically for her up there. And I did buy her a couple of little things, but all she had was like some really used stuffed animals that somebody had left. And the only place up there to shop was the Family Dollar, I think. So there wasn't much to get. But they had, amazingly, they had a lot of little kids. I got her or we got her, we got her like, I don't know, 7 or 8 outfits. So she's got a real cute little fall wardrobe now. She needs shoes too. And I found some little summer, they weren't much, and got some socks. So she does have socks and some little summer shoes. But when I go back, I'm going to make sure she has shoes too. And we'll take the boy that's taking care of his grandmother's shoes, and we'll make sure that my little banana baby has shoes. And we're going to get her and her grandma out of the shelter and into a home very soon. Wondering about children who lost their adults. Where are they? I don't know. Children who may have been left without parents or I don't know. I really don't know. But you can send stuff to the post office box. The guys at the post office are Christians, and they now know why I'm getting so many boxes. They looked a little upset because it was literally, I didn't think I was going to be able to get them by my truck to get them home. They were in the bed of the truck, and they were in the back seat. And Amazon just wastes way too much space in these boxes. But we will have a few more churches when Alex gets the video done and we get it put up, and you can see some of the roads, some of the houses. There were churches that were completely washed away, houses that were completely washed away. And you can send it to the post office box. I'll get it up there, even if I got to make 2 trips. It's about, well, the roads are not good. It's 3.5, 4 hours with the way the roads are, because you kind of got to go around to get up there. There are so many closed roads in the area where bridges are gone, and that's going to be a while getting fixed. But 3.5, 4 hours, we can get up there. And so if I have to make a couple of trips next week, I can, go Friday and then go again later in the week next week. That ain't no big deal. But I'm going to try to find a travel trailer this weekend. When I find one, I'll be doing another live. You can send stuff, though, to the post office box, and you can send it to the First Christian Church in Mountain City, because that's where the shelter is, and they are taking care of folks there. And they are giving the stuff out. I was up there and I saw it. It's not going somewhere else. It's going for this. There's no politics in this. I see people comment about politics. Here, there's no politics. It goes there. And somebody said camping cots already. Yes, definitely camping cots will be sleeping on the floor, because all the furniture is having to go out. The sheetrock is being torn off the walls because there's water and mold behind it. So they're taking the houses down to the studs, taking out insulation, taking out flooring, and all the furniture is having to be thrown away because of mold. But once they get to that point where they can dry it out, a lot of them can rebuild. Not all of them, because some of the houses just aren't there to rebuild. Let's see. Bug spray and stuff for bug bites. Yeah, and we did take some bug spray in that first load of stuff that we took up. Just a couple of cans, but I thought, we could only do so much with what we had, and I tried to think, okay, if I'm there, what do I want to have, especially for the group that was around, and that's what I did. There is an address pinned, and there's also an address in the description, and I had the other addresses in there, and again my live stream got wiped out. I got it all set up and it wiped out, and I had to get it started because it's getting late, and now it's really late, and I've got to check on my dad, so I am going to have to say goodbye for the night. And I have not stopped making cooking videos. It's just y'all have heard about this week, so I hope I'm going to be able to get up at least one cooking video this week, even with everything that's going on, because I've not stopped making cooking videos. That's where my heart is. And but I do want to use this to help people, and the people who watch are just such absolutely amazing people. And all of you, I feel like we are a community, and I feel like we are a family, and we can accomplish more together than what any of us can alone. And we've done that before. And even if it's $2, somebody on the live stream, they gave $2 on the live stream, and that's why I did the PayPal, because we found out on the live stream that YouTube keeps 30% of that. So we don't want that to happen anymore, because we want every penny that we spend to go to help somebody. And after 10, I think PayPal does take a little bit, but it is a teeny little bit. It's like a 0.5% or something. So we'll just have to live with that. That's just the cost of living, I guess. But thank you all so very, very much. Please keep praying. Remember Alex, that baby's coming quick. Please remember Charlotte, my little granddaughter. And like I said, she'll tell you about that someday. But keep her in your prayers. Oh, gosh, I lost the letter and I can't remember the name. Miss Doris, remember her. And remember all these folks that are trying to get a roof over their head before winter, because it's coming very quick. And I will take care of myself. I'm trying to remember to drink plenty, and I do take my vitamins. And how much, somebody said, how much do you give? You give what God lays on your heart. I mean, really, what God lays on your heart. It is entirely up to you. And we are putting it all together. And with what everybody has sent, we do have enough to get a home for the grandmother and her little granddaughter that she's taking care of. And she is the only person in that little girl's life, and they're living off of a very small Social Security check. So we have enough money to get a roof over their head because you gave. And I'm going to thank you all again. We will be doing more lives about this, and Alex is going to be putting up the video that has the footage that I shot when I went out with Jeff to some of the hardest hit areas. And these areas aren't getting press coverage because they can't get out live from there. And these areas aren't getting coverage because they're not a densely populated city. It's a poor mountain town. The only stores there was a Walgreens, which shocked me. There was a Family Dollar, and a Dollar General. And that was where they had to shop. There was a little hometown grocery store too, I think, but a hometown grocery store, not a big chain grocery store. So if there is, please keep them in your prayers. That's why we're there, because those people in those small towns, the poor towns, the politicians don't care about them. The news don't care about them. The only people who care about them are us. So we're going to love them as much as we can, and we're going to do as much as we can. You folks from Missouri who took the truck up there, thank you so much. Everybody who sent supplies to the church, God bless you. Thank you. Those ladies really, really appreciate it. And I wish you all could have met those ladies and hugged every one of them because they were truly some special people. And there are men up there, not just the ladies, there are men up there who are toting case after case after case after case of water. So the men are up there working too. We don't want to forget them. So everybody who's working up there. But I do want to say good night now. I have to check on my dad. God bless you all. Thank you all. And until next time, remember to put God first. Y'all really are a great bunch of people. And I am so glad you are part of my life. And now I don't know how to end. Oh, there we go. It says in stream. Good night.